So I'm sitting there playing Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition for the Nintendo Switch. Go check out my video from yesterday if you are interested in that game, and you should be because it is awesome. I got my Skell last night, zipping around the map, having a great time. And then I see something, and I'm like, come on. This is low-hanging fruit. This is nonsense. This is poppycock. We're not acknowledging this. And then other people start talking about it. I'm like, I'll let them have it. You know, they can talk about it. But then I'm scrolling through my YouTube subscription feed this morning, and that stupid balding bastard Spawnwave talks about it. And I'm like, wait a second. How does this man never get heat for talking about every little thing? Him and I can make the exact same video, and people will give me crap for talking about the topic, but he just gets off scot-free. I just want you to keep that same energy, because today we're talking about a supposed Nintendo Direct happening this week. Have we forgotten that there's a event happening on April 2nd showcasing the Nintendo Switch 2? Seems like we have, because all these people are talking about it. Insiders are giving their little winky faces, and everyone's going goo goo gaga over an alleged Nintendo Direct happening this week. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I'm just saying the probability of this is probably a bit low. So let's see what our information is. Nintendo Life today. Nice little write-up on here. Collated by a handy Reddit post. The first hint comes via a Chinese forum poster. Okay. Who had reportedly previously leaked nearly the entirety of the June Direct from 2024. After translation, the user had effectively stated, we'll see a Nintendo Switch 1 Direct meeting in 3 days, which at the time of this posting lines up with Wednesday. Okay, I mean, maybe. Next, Famine Boards users Nin Spider posted in the Nintendo General Discussion page to state, I walked by Furukawa's office this morning and heard him say Nintendo will die before Switch 2 die. Anyone knows what that means? Now, on its own, this means absolutely bugger all. Holy shit. But another user responded to ask whether he was alluding to Nintendai, a shortened version of Nintendo Direct used in Japan. So essentially, Nin Spider is saying that another Direct will take place before the Switch 2 Direct. This is then followed up by a simple winking emoji from Nin Spider to further fuel to the fire. Finally, after Blue Sky user Stealth is not a Blue Sky user. All right, Stealth had problems with his Twitter account, and that man was going through it, but he got his account back. I think of Stealth as a Twitter account, not a Blue Sky account. Stealth posted a statement stating that Nintendo made the right move in avoiding any further Direct presentations before its Big Switch 2 showcase. Video Games Chronicle editor Andy Robinson quoted this with a simple thinking emoji. This has prompted several responses from users who believe Robinson may know something about a potential Direct. Thinking emojis. Winking faces. This is video game leaks in 2025. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't credible leakers. I'm not saying that there's not credible information out there. What I am saying is it seems like leakers have been kind of led astray a little bit more often than not recently. Look at the God of War situation where, you know, there was a whole thing surrounding that, and then it was an absolute nothing burger, and everyone has to pivot and then, you know, move the goalpost. Oh, things change, blah, blah, blah. Now, does it make sense for there to be a Nintendo Switch 1 Direct this week? Not really. You know, if you wanted to do this in February and show, you know, some of the games coming to the original Nintendo Switch. You know, there's things like Kirby Planet Robobot that has been heavily rumored, heavily discussed as talking about, you know, coming to the Switch. That's coming to us from Nate the Hate, a reliable leaker. And, you know, Nate put that out there. So people are expecting that. And then when you kind of think about it, you know, there's probably some other ports of Switch, of, you know, 3DS games that could come over to the Nintendo Switch. Of course, the Switch 2 is backwards compatible with it. So like it made sense in February, but not really so much this week. The week leading up to where you want all eyes on your Nintendo Direct 2 presentation. And trust me, from a business perspective, because I'm a businessman and I run a business, man, I want there to be a Direct this week. That's easy pickings for me. That's that beautiful low-hanging fruit. You do some predictions, you watch the Direct, you make a reaction video to it talking about what you like, what you dislike. That is fun, great content that everyone enjoys. So from the business perspective, I would like for there to be one. But I'm kind of getting tired. I'm getting just a little bit tired of this goalpost moving, this, doing it in a manner to where you could easily cover your tracks. Oh, I just put a winky face. Oh, I just put a thinking face. That doesn't mean anything. You just interpreted it that way. And then you could sort of shift the narrative. You can shift the goalposts on this. And it seems like this is becoming more and more prevalent where people are talking about things, and then when they don't come to fruition, there's always some sort of, plans changed. I never really said it was going to be this. You just interpreted it that way. Say what you mean what you say. If you think there's going to be a Nintendo Direct this week, stand on business. 10 toes down. Say, hey, there's going to be a Nintendo Direct this week. And then if there's not, you just look like an idiot. But this whole, pitter-pattering around the subject, a Direct this Wednesday. So do we get a lead up to it? Do we get an announcement, or is this a stealth drop? Is this a direct mini, a direct partner showcase? Is it an indie world? Maybe it's a quote unquote Twitter Direct where they talk about some games that are coming to the Switch and they talk about them this week because they don't want to talk about them next week. So they do like a Twitter drop or a YouTube drop for a game like Planet Robobot or whatever other 3DS ports they have coming over. Maybe even Twilight Princess or Wind Waker or Metroid Prime 2 or something like that. Something like that then is done via a Twitter drop. And then do you take credit for that? You're like, oh, well, there it is. That's why I put the winky face. That's why I put the thinking emoji. Because I wasn't saying there was a Direct. I was just saying there was something happening this week. And you could fit it like a Tetris piece to fit your narrative so that, you don't lose face on it. I would rather be completely wrong about something than just piddle around a situation and then try to fit it to be right. If there's an indie world, you're wrong. All right? The indie world indie showcases, it's not a Nintendo Direct. All right. If it's a Nintendo Direct for a movie, for a theme park or something like that, no, you're not taking credit for anything. And honestly, you shouldn't take credit for anything. It's that open-endedness that I just can't stand it, man. It's so infuriating. And then people will get mad at me. Well, why? Go get mad at the person who said this was happening or alluded to this happening. Don't get mad at me. I'm the messenger. I'm trying to set you up to the point of where you're like, it's probably not going to happen. I'm not going to take off work Wednesday or something like that. I'm trying to be the realist here. I'm trying to be the person who keeps you grounded instead of flying into the sky and you got to see 30 videos and live streams about, oh, it's happening. I'm going back to play my Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition for the Nintendo Switch. Like I said, go buy that game now and play it. And then don't worry about it. Once you start playing that, you'll realize I don't need a standard Nintendo Direct because this game is going to take up a large portion of my time. And you know what? You'll enjoy it. Except for the online. The online stinks. I tried to play with Wood last night. We didn't have a good time. So, single player only. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments section down below. Do you think there's a Direct happening this week? And like I said, I hope there is. That is money in RGT's pocket so they could buy more weird stuff that he doesn't need. I kind of want a Sega Nomad right now. I don't know why. But they're cool. But I want one with the screen that's done with the nice like IPS or LCD screen. And then there's one where like you could use the the Mega EverDrive Pro and then play Sega CD games, but you have to like mod a wire. There's one on eBay that's already completely done, but it's expensive as hell. So hit me with that Nintendo Direct. That Nintendo Direct might help pay for that Sega Nomad. You know what? Here's what we'll do. If there's a Nintendo Direct this week, I will buy that Sega Nomad. I stand on business. I stand 10 toes down. These leakers can't say the same thing. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Be sure to yell at Spawnwave for absolutely no reason other than him being a piece of crap. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.